So, hello everybody, it's your girl Dana again, and I am back doing what I absolutely love to do, and that's sharing with you guys and getting to know you guys and have you guys get to know me, and let's talk about some business. So, that's what we're going to be talking about again today. So, Dana Wallace here, Kingston, Jamaica, the usual. And in case you haven't watched any of my videos before, never heard of me before, or you haven't been to my website, just to share a little bit with you, I am a girl who loves business, and from I've known myself as an adult, business is a topic I have been extremely passionate about, and just deep within me, at the core of me, has always been the desire to talk about business as an avenue that, an individual who really, really desires to get control over their life, over their income, and just has a passion and a dream that does not fit into the box of how we were schooled, which is, to go out and get a job and work, in a traditional sense on what we call a 9 to 5. It just never, it wasn't in me to believe that that was the way it had to go. I just always had this confidence in me to know that if we had a big enough dream, we could accomplish it. So that has been something I am big on sharing with as many people as I can. And I've decided just about 2 years ago now that I wasn't going to go back to the working world, and I wanted to, as I go through this journey, share everything I'm learning with as many people as possible. So you could apply it too. So if that is your desire and deep within you, you have always wanted to be in your own business, you wanted to get out of the box, just go out there and do something big. I wanted to share my own journey as I made a decision to do exactly that. So, as a part of that process, I decided to do a quick mini course, sharing some nuggets, as I would like to call it. And the nuggets are really to help anybody who is about to enter this journey of business prepare for it. There's so many people who get started with their own business, but most people honestly quit. They don't survive the experience. And I think so many people don't survive is because they go through the bumpy parts of it. They go through the experience that is so hard, those little things that are so hard to experience in the journey, and think that because they have that challenge, it means that they can't make it, that they're failing, that they're no good at this, that this is not meant for them. When the truth is, every single person that you know who has decided to go into business has experienced the same thing. I guarantee you, you're not that unique. So I wanted to prepare people for some of those experiences. So I call this little mini course, if you're thinking about going in business, 25 things you should know before you do. So if you're thinking about going in business, this is my list of 25 things I think you should know before you do. So let's get started. Number one, be clear on why you're going into business. What do you want your business to add to your life, is how I often phrase it. What are your goals? What is it that you want your life to look like when you're going into business? What does your day look like? What kind of freedom do you want to have? What kind of time freedom do you want to have? Is location freedom a big thing for you? Because all of those things that you want your business to give you the freedom to do, you have to be very clear on before you get started in business. It's going to affect how you choose to start your business. Because if you are getting started to have location freedom, it means you probably don't want to open a traditional storefront. You want to get into what is now a big way of doing business, which is doing an online business. When you have an online business, it means you can be anywhere in the world. You're never tied to a physical location, and you're always able to make sure your business is up and running and doing great. So think very carefully. What are the things you want to be able to do? What are the freedoms you want to be able to have when you go into business? Because all of that list is going to help you to pick the right business for you. Number two, you don't know what you don't know. And that simply means be prepared to be a student. Every single thing you think you know right now about how to make money has no meaning until you've actually made some money. So be prepared to be coachable. Be prepared to take advice from people who have walked the journey before you get up and say, no, that can't be right. That can't be the right way. I know the right way. When in truth, you've never ever run a business yourself. So be prepared to be coachable. You don't know what you don't know. Number three, less is more. And how does that apply to business, you say? Well, very simple. Capital is what I'm talking about. There are so many people who think that they have to have all this capital to get started in business, all this capital that they need to run their business, and there are businesses that need a lot of capital to do it. But the truth is, right now, if you are getting started in business and you don't have a lot of capital, you can't get out there and get a loan. If you're one of those people who really have this great idea, you're not in the place just yet to go out and get a loan, start thinking of ways you can spend a whole lot less. There's a principle from Warren Buffett, and there's an article I published on my website, danawallace.com, about it. I think it's 10 ways to get rich. And one of the principles that he says is that he rarely ever borrows money, and if he ever does, it's very small sums of money that he would borrow to venture into business or anything in life, really. Even his home, he has the same principle. Less is more. You don't have to spend huge amounts of capital in this day and age with the beauty of technology to get started in business. Start looking for ways that allow you to be in business that cost a whole lot less. And believe me, there are a lot more. Just to share a little bit about my story, I got started in business when I was unemployed. I had no idea, I had no product, and I certainly didn't have a whole lot of capital. And heading towards 2 years later now, I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. So you don't have to spend a lot of capital. And I think I am surviving the way I'm surviving now, particularly because I didn't have any major loans to carry. I didn't have any loans to carry, in that sense, and I didn't need to spend a lot of money on a month-to-month basis to keep my business going. Actual matter of fact, my overhead is almost nothing. Not really nothing, but very, very little. So less is more. It gives you the opportunity to last much longer in the growth period. So number 4, you will need to respect your business more, or at least the same as you respect your job. And what do I mean by that? I see that a lot of people get started in business and they seem to downplay it or give it second priority. Their job is always first priority, and when you look at how they treat their job, they don't give their business the same level of respect. When it's time to be at work, they're at work. When it's time to leave work, they're still at work. They give all the hours and commitment to getting their tasks done. They don't take as much vacation time because simply they don't have it. They always show up for work, even when life is getting rough and all the scenarios are happening at home. They still have to show up to work because they realize if they don't show up to work, they lose their job. So they're being disciplined by their boss to who says to them, you have to be here at this time, you have to get to lunch at this time, you have to come back from lunch at this time. They're used to being disciplined by that box, by those rules that govern being in a job. But when it comes to their business, they don't apply the same kind of respect for their business. They don't show up with as much discipline as they do on their job. And believe it or not, you get a lot of freedom when it comes to designing your day when you own your own business, but we don't get to get up every day and do exactly what we want to do every single day. Meaning you can't go off on a whim and an emotion and allow life and everything to pull you away from your business. You still have to be focused. You still have to respect that I have to show up to my business for it to give to me the kind of income I want out of my business. It's absolutely doable, but you have to respect your business and show up for your business. Number 5. There is abundance in the world and not lack. Your perceived competition is probably less important than you think. There are many people who may go out there looking at whether or not they should go into business, thinking that there's so many competitors that maybe there's no room for them on the market. I heard it said, I don't remember who was speaking at some conference, and I thought it was so true and so valuable because I had the same struggle. But this is what is true. If your competition is out there and there's still a whole lot of people out there that don't know that your competition exists, then your competition doesn't matter. It means there are a lot of people that you can tap into, and as far as they're concerned, you're the only one offering what you have to offer. You know what that also means? You don't have to even be as good as or even better than your competition. It means you just have to learn to get out to the people who need what you have and have no other clue of how to get it except through you. So your competition may just be less important than you think. Spend less time focusing on how many people are out there doing what you want to do, and spend more time finding out how many people out there need what you have and have no clue how to get it. So that's number 5, and I'm going to end right here with part 1 of 25 things you need to know before you get into business. If you think that the information is that you just heard is valuable, what I want you to do is like it, tweet it, share it. I'd love to also hear your feedback from you, so leave a comment below. And if you're seriously thinking about starting your own business, it's absolutely worth it. I wish you tremendous success. See you soon in the next video for part 2. Bye guys.